Welcome to How to Build Effective Presentations with AI. Hi, I'm Barbara Andrews, and in this module, you'll discover how AI can transform the way you create presentations, helping you to go from a blank slide to a polished, compelling story in minutes. We'll explore how Microsoft 365 Copilot and PowerPoint's AI features help you design faster, visualize ideas, and communicate with clarity and impact. In this section, you'll see how Copilot and PowerPoint helps you to go from ideas to a polished presentation in a fraction of the time. We'll walk through creating a new deck, enhancing it with AI-powered refinements, and then putting it all together in a hands-on exercise. By the end, you'll know how to exactly use Copilot to design confidently and present with impact. Copilot and PowerPoint is an AI-powered partner for building polished, professional presentations with far less effort. It streamlines content creation by helping you generate outlines, talking points, and full slides based on simple prompts. As you work, Copilot offers intelligent design suggestions that elevate visual impact without requiring design expertise. It also integrates data seamlessly, whether you're pulling in charts, tables, or insights, ensuring your slides stay accurate and consistent. And with real-time collaboration built in, Copilot supports teamwork by helping everyone stay aligned as the presentation evolves. By learning from your interactions, it provides personalized assistance that adapts to your style, helping you work faster, smarter, and with more confidence. Here, we will introduce how to use Microsoft 365 Copilot in PowerPoint to enhance every stage of your workflow, from starting a new deck to refining an existing one. You'll explore prompts that unlock clearer messaging, cleaner layouts, and more cohesive storytelling, all while letting Copilot handle the heavy lifting. Whether you're preparing for a big meeting or communicating complex ideas visually, Copilot ensures your slides are engaging, well-structured, and presentation-ready. With AI shaping the tedious parts, you're free to focus on delivering your message with clarity and impact. Copilot in PowerPoint makes it easier than ever to create slides that truly capture your audience's attention. With just a prompt, Copilot helps you shape your content, improve clarity, and elevate your visuals, so you can focus less on formatting and more on telling a compelling story. Let's focus now on how to create slides using Copilot in PowerPoint. When starting a new presentation with Copilot in PowerPoint, you have 3 flexible options that adapt to how you prefer to work. You can begin from scratch using either the Copilot pane or the on-canvas Copilot experience. With a simple prompt or outline, Copilot can generate full slide decks, complete with speaker notes, structure, and references. Its conversational interface lets you request new slides, add content, refine messaging, or adjust formatting instantly, using AI-powered suggestions to guide your design and storytelling. Whether you're shaping ideas or polishing details, Copilot streamlines creation so you can focus on clarity and impact. You can also start from a file or from a template, depending on what you already have. If you're working with the Microsoft Word document, Copilot can transform it into a polished presentation that mirrors the document's flow, key points, and structure. This is perfect for turning reports, briefs, or even narratives into a visual story. And if you prefer a ready-made look, you can choose a Microsoft theme or your organization's corporate PowerPoint template to maintain consistent branding. Simply open the file or template you want to build from, then invoke Copilot to draft or expand your content. We'll take a look at some of these methods and more, as well as some practical prompt examples to help you build cohesive, engaging presentations with confidence. When you start a brand new presentation in PowerPoint, Copilot makes the process faster and more creative by offering suggested prompts right from the start. These prompts help you instantly shape your ideas, whether you're exploring remote work benefits, digital marketing trends, or the impact of AI in healthcare. But what if the idea you have in mind is totally unique? That's where entering your own prompt can shine. You can tell Copilot exactly what you want in your own words and watch it transform your direction into a polished starting point. It's worth asking yourself, what story do you want your next deck to tell? And how specific can you be to help Copilot nail your vision? You can also draw inspiration from the sample prompts listed. Topics like cybersecurity in the modern workplace or sustainable business practices are great springboards for creating content that resonates with today's audiences. And the key to truly powerful results: be specific and reiterate. The more detail you provide, the more tailored and compelling Copilot's output becomes. This raises another great question. If adding just a few more details could dramatically improve your deck, what would you include to make Copilot's response even sharper? Each prompt you refine becomes a stepping stone towards a presentation that feels intentional, relevant, and undeniably you. When you start with a template in PowerPoint, Copilot makes it incredibly easy to launch your presentation with a polished professional foundation. You can choose from built-in Microsoft templates, each pre-configured with consistent layouts, fonts, and color schemes. The moment you enter your prompt, Copilot keeps the formatting defined in that template, so you can focus on your message, not on the design. And if you want even more control, you can open your own corporate template or reuse an existing deck as a starting point. This flexibility supports everything from brand-aligned training materials to executive-ready updates. To create a new presentation based on a template or a theme using Copilot in PowerPoint, start by selecting the desired template or theme from the available options. Once selected, Copilot automatically applies the chosen design elements, the layout, the color schemes, the fonts to your new presentation, giving you an immediate head start. From there, Copilot helps you personalize your content by adding your own text, images, diagrams, charts, or media while keeping the formatting cohesive and consistent. You can even use sample prompts such as create a new presentation using the company overview template.pptx, or generate a presentation based on Q1's financial results from my PowerPoint file to accelerate your workflow. As you build, Copilot organizes and formats your slides for you, ensuring a professional appearance across every section. This streamlined process saves you time, simplifies design decisions, and helps you maintain brand consistency without effort. It's worth asking yourself, how much faster could your workflow be if Copilot handled the formatting for you? And what story becomes easier to tell when the design work is already done? With Copilot guiding your structure and visuals, you can move confidently from concept to compelling presentation. Starting your draft from a Word file in PowerPoint becomes incredibly streamlined when Copilot steps in to help. The process begins with a simple reference. Just include a / in your prompt and select any Word document stored on your OneDrive, SharePoint, or local device. From there, Copilot takes over by generating speaker notes based on your document's content and offering sample prompts such as design a presentation using the content from /employee training manual, which could be a Word document. This effortless integration sets the stage for transforming long-form text into a well-structured presentation. To start a presentation based on a Word file using Copilot in PowerPoint, you simply choose the option to create a presentation from a document. Select your Word file, and Copilot automatically extracts the key points, headings, and relevant details. It then generates slides that reflect the structure of that file, organizing your content into a cohesive, visually appealing deck. From there, Copilot empowers you to customize your presentation even more. Want images, charts, or media? Add them. Copilot keeps your layout clean and your formatting consistent. Prefer a different design? You can adjust themes and layouts without losing the structure Copilot created for you. This workflow doesn't just help you build a deck, it saves you time, simplifies the design process, and ensures consistency between your documents and your presentations. By leveraging existing content, Copilot removes the need to start from scratch and lets you focus on refining the message rather than formatting slides. And with a sample prompt like create a presentation from /annual sales report doc, you can go from document to a polished slide deck in minutes. This makes it an ideal tool for trainers, presenters, or anyone who wants to move quickly from idea to impact. Imagine stepping into the role of a business user tasked with turning a detailed Word document, like your first quarter sales analysis, into a presentation your team can instantly grasp and get excited about. The document is full of performance metrics, key insights, and quarterly trends. And now your challenge is to transform that depth into something clear, visual, and compelling. Adding to the pressure, your manager points you toward another presentation, annual financial overview, that earned praise for its clean formatting and strong design. And she wants you to follow that same standard. With clear expectations and a high-quality example to model, the question becomes, what specific prompts can you enter in Copilot in PowerPoint to create a new presentation that meets and even exceeds those expectations? To create a new presentation in Copilot in PowerPoint, you could use prompts like create a presentation using the key points from /Q1 sales analysis doc and make the formatting similar to /annual financial overview PowerPoint presentation. Or you can generate a slide deck summarizing sales performance insights and key metrics from /Q1 sales analysis doc. Or you could even do the prompt, turn the document /Q1 sales analyst doc into a visually engaging presentation, following the style and structure that was used in our /annual financial overview PowerPoint, or something else that you might have in mind. Give it a try and see what you get. This next section is all about taking your presentation from good to truly impactful. Once Copilot helps you build the foundation, you can refine and enhance every slide, tightening your message, sharpening your visuals, and elevating the overall flow. Think of this as the stage where your ideas gain clarity, your story becomes more compelling, and your presentation starts to feel polished and professional. Improving your presentation becomes faster and more intuitive with Copilot in PowerPoint, beginning with its rewrite capabilities. You can use the auto rewrite feature to quickly get suggestions that enhance clarity, grammar, and tone, whether you want to auto rewrite, condense, or formalize your text. If the feature isn't available yet in your build, you can simply type prompts into the Copilot pane and get the revision you need. This ensures your message lands with the exact level of polish and professionalism your audience expects. From tightening a paragraph to refining speaker notes, Copilot helps you elevate your content effortlessly. But refining your presentation goes beyond words. With Copilot, adding slides or images is as easy as asking. Whether you need a new slide on a specific topic or you want to insert relevant stock or brand-approved imagery, And when it comes to structure, Copilot can help organize and summarize your deck by inserting section headers or generating summaries to make your key points stand out. Copilot in PowerPoint can ensure your main ideas are clear by summarizing the content of your presentation, helping you to deliver a cohesive story from start to finish. The next slide will walk us through exactly how to refine and enhance our presentation even further by prompting Copilot to assist with rewriting, adding content, and organizing our ideas. Refining your text in PowerPoint becomes dramatically easier with Copilot's auto rewrite options, which helps you elevate clarity, tone, and readability with just a few clicks. To use the auto rewrite feature in Copilot in PowerPoint, simply highlight the text you want to improve, and Copilot will automatically suggest enhancements to make it clearer, more concise, or more engaging. You can choose from auto rewrite, condense, or formalize, depending on what your message needs. This feature leverages advanced AI to refine your content effortlessly, perfect for moments when your slide works, but you know it can shine brighter. And if you prefer more hands-on control, the Copilot pane lets you manually prompt edits using natural language with commands like rewrite this slide to make it more persuasive or edit the text to be more formal. This combination of automated suggestions and conversational prompting ensures every slide is polished, purposeful, and impactful. Beyond rewriting, Copilot helps you edit and enhance your text using simple conversational prompts directly in the Copilot pane. Want cleaner bullets? More structure? A different font across the deck? Just ask. Simple prompts like break this paragraph into bulleted points or change all fonts to Seago UI. Allow Copilot to instantly apply formatting across your presentation. And because Copilot can help you reorganize your content as well, it becomes a partner, not just in rewriting individual sentences, but in clarifying your message as a whole. Whether you need better flow, sharper language, or a complete tone refresh, Copilot gives you flexible tools to make every slide more cohesive and effective, helping you to tell your story with confidence and clarity. Enhancing your presentation becomes simple and intuitive when you use Copilot to add new slides based on exactly what you need. This slide highlights how providing clear, detailed prompts, such as adding a slide about a specific case, topic, or scenario, helps Copilot generate content that fits seamlessly into your deck. To add a slide or image to your presentation using Copilot in PowerPoint, start by opening your presentation and accessing Copilot. You can then use natural language prompts to instruct Copilot what you would like it to do. For example, you might say, add a new slide with a title and bullet points about our Q1 sales performance, and Copilot will build the slide for you. The more descriptive you are, the more accurate the results, making your workflow faster, cleaner, and more aligned with your goals. Copilot also makes it effortless to add images that enhance your story. Whether you want a stock image that reinforces your message or something more specific like your company logo, you can simply ask Copilot to handle the placement for you. If you want to add an image, you can prompt Copilot with something like, insert an image of our company logo on the title slide, and it will find and place the image accordingly. This streamlined experience allows you to focus on your narrative while Copilot handles the formatting and layout. By combining detailed prompts with Copilot's ability to generate slides and images on demand, you can enhance your presentation efficiently and confidently, ensuring every slide is visually appealing and on message. Organizing your presentation becomes effortless with Copilot in PowerPoint, which can structure your slides into clear sections and add heading slides that create a logical flow from start to finish. With a single prompt, Copilot can help you group related ideas, reorder content, or generate overview slides that make your message more cohesive. Copilot in PowerPoint helps organize and summarize a presentation by leveraging its advanced AI capabilities to extract key points, headings, and content from the documents or prompts. It automatically generates slides that reflect the structure and the information you've provided, ensuring your presentation feels intentional, well-designed, and easy to follow. And if you don't love the layout it chooses, you can instantly undo the changes and try it again. Beyond organization, Copilot excels at summarizing your content into crisp, actionable takeaways. With the Use Copilot for Summaries feature, it analyzes your slides and delivers concise summaries that highlight the essential points, perfect for executive overviews, agenda sections, or quick reviews of a lengthy deck. Copilot also assists in formatting and organizing your slides, making it easy to add images, charts, or other media while maintaining consistency and clarity. This streamlines the entire creation process, saving time and reducing friction so you can focus on telling the story that matters. The combination of organization, summarization, and AI-powered formatting ensures your presentation is polished, professional, and ready to deliver with confidence. Now that you've seen how Copilot supports every stage of the presentation creation, it's time to put those skills into practice. In this next exercise, you'll build a full presentation from start to finish, turning ideas, documents, and prompts into polished, compelling decks. This hands-on activity will help you experience the complete workflow from generating your first slide to refining the final story. Let's dive into the section and see just how quickly Copilot can bring your presentation to life. Now it's time to create, refine, and enhance a presentation as we build our presentation from start to finish and put our newly acquired skills into action. In this next set of exercises, you'll step into the role of a marketing manager and build a complete presentation from start to finish, using Copilot to generate content, insert visuals, edit text, and organize your deck. Each exercise is designed to help you practice real-world prompting techniques so that you can confidently guide Copilot and create a polished, compelling presentation with ease. So welcome to lab number 2. This is where we're going to focus on how to use Copilot inside of PowerPoint to make a presentation. So what we're going to do, if you haven't already, is you want to do a search for courseware MS-4018. And once you get into 4018, it's actually build effective presentations in AI. That exercise here is where we're going to start. And we're going to see, so we're going to click on it right now. And let's make this here. These are the instructions. And one of the things you want to do is you want to download the file. So this file, if you click on it, will be available here. And it's a Word document, and we're going to use a Word document to create a presentation. This is one way to make a presentation here with Copilot in PowerPoint. So it's about 2 pages, and you can see it. It's on the chai tea, and it's giving us information here on our promotional plan. So we want to turn this into a presentation. And so what we can do, of course, is we can download this. And once we've done that, you can see that it's going to be our source for our presentation. So we've done that here in our lab environment. We've downloaded this file. Once you've downloaded it, you can simply go into your downloads folder and find the file. And we can double click that file. That automatically opens up the Word document that should look something like this. So this Word document as it is right now, what we'd like to do is to take it and make a presentation out of it. So there's a lot of ways that we can do this, but we need to share it. And one of the options here is to copy the link. And you can see that it's not available right now because this file has to be uploaded to the cloud. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to upload this into OneDrive. And once I've loaded it into OneDrive, I will be able to use Copilot with it. And it's in my presentation software here of PowerPoint. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on Copy Link. And now I have a link to get into so that Copilot in PowerPoint can find it. So I've copied that link. I'm going to minimize the file here. And now I'm going to go into PowerPoint.new. And so now I have an option here on how I want to use, this is one way to use a version of PowerPoint from the web, is from the browser. It's a really good option here. Another way to use it, of course, is I could go to the desktop version of PowerPoint. So I have a couple sections, a couple options that I'm going to go with here. And normally what I'd want to do is on the right is I can simply create a presentation with a file. And that's one way to get to this. And I'm going to go ahead and close the design suggestions on the right. Another way, of course, is to access Copilot right here inside of PowerPoint. And once I click on that, what you'll see is I can go into the Work or Web tab, and I'm going to choose the Web tab, and then I'm going to notice that we have some tools that are available that I can use. And I'm going to choose Edit with Copilot. So I'm going to use that tool here to get access. Now, if you don't have the icon that has the lines with the dots for the tools, what you can do is just click on the plus and then go find it out there. Once I'm here, what I want to do is I would like to create a presentation from a file. So I know that presentation I can find by typing in, create a new presentation from a file. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit my / and paste in the link for that file from Word. So that file is our file here from the promotion plan for chai tea. And if we want, we can find it off the plus. And I'm going to go ahead and run this a bit. So what you see with this is it's going to start gathering information, and it's going to go through, and notice it's analyzing our request. It's going to take a bit to process, and I'm going to ask it a series of questions, or it's going to ask me a series of questions, so I want to be prepared for that. And we'll let it run for just a moment here to see some of the results. So it's going to go through finding alternatives, and it gives us a series of questions coming up here. There it goes. So it says a couple of good next steps it can take to share this. Create a full presentation with an agenda, make it condensed. So it's giving me some options. Okay, so now we can see that it's reasoned through the information we gave it. It's going to ask us questions. So it wants to know who is the primary audience for this promotion plan. And we can choose someone from the team here. Maybe it's going to be internal leadership. Maybe it's a mixed audience. I'm going to tell it it's going to be a mixed audience. And I want to do a mixed audience here. Then I want to know how long, it wants to know how long the presentation is going to be. I'm going to choose short with 6 to 8 slides. And then it's going to ask me, I can actually, confirm it right here, the other options. If these don't meet our goals, we have short, medium, large, we can choose from. I'm going to confirm this. So notice it's asking me questions along the way so that it can gather its information and give us the best request response ever. And so we'll let it run just a little bit more here, and we'll let it see our results. And let's see our results. And you can see it's doing some curating of our visuals. And so it creates this presentation. It's not only going to add the text that we had from the Word document in, but it's also going to create images and speaker notes for us. But before it does that, it's just going to give us kind of a little rundown of what it did. So who the primary audience we chose, mixed, how long was the presentation, 6 to 8. But before it makes it, it wants to verify the template we want to use. And so now I'm going to use this template. I'm going to pick one of the templates, one of these listed here. And they could be very useful to the kind of slides we want to get. But I'm also going to go in and skip all these templates and have it kind of create something on its own. And so we're going to let it analyze this a little bit more. And so this is one way that we can make a presentation here inside of PowerPoint. You can use Copilot in here. This is a good option, kind of an easy option. And so I told Copilot that I have no preference for these questions that are here. So it's making those options. So remember those, there's a template. I have no preference for those templates. I just want to skip that. And then it's going to take a little bit before it creates the slides for us. And as you can see, it's going to create about 8 slides. That's what it's going to do. All of this, I had to tell it, give it answers to the questions. So what I want to do is I'm going to go in and I'm just going to tell it proceed here, proceed with it as is. And then we'll let it work its magic there. And it's going to go through and it's going to do some more analysis, and it's going to take a moment before creating our slides for us. Now notice the slides are created, and what I'm going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to have it add in a few more things. We'll have it provide maybe a brief history of chai tea. That would be kind of nice to add in here. We can also have it create an image for us. And so we'll give it a little shot there at making a person sipping a warm cup of tea, cup of coffee, and actually our presentation here. And then what we'll do is we'll go and we'll ask it for some tips on how to improve our presentation. So there's a lot that we can do with this. It just takes a little bit of patience to have it create what we want. But I think we're going to see that it's actually a really good option for making a PowerPoint presentation from a Word document. However, this is not the only way to make a presentation from a Word document in PowerPoint. We could actually do this a couple of different ways. So while this is cooking, I will go ahead and show a couple of those other ways. So we'll let this run for a little bit. One of the other ways is to go directly into M365 Copilot. And this is an easy way to work with it. We go right in here and you can see the web address. I'll zoom in so that you can see it. So I'm right now in m365.cloud.microsoft.com. That's where I'm at. And that URL will give us Copilot Chat. Here and inside Copilot Chat, what I can do is I can just ask it to make a presentation. So a little bit earlier, I went in and I asked it to make a presentation from that same file. Now notice all I typed in was right here. It's kind of the same prompt that we used in PowerPoint, only we used a link. This one, when I asked it to pick up the file, I found the file and I could ask it to do that by clicking the plus here and uploading the file. So I ran this. Now, once I ran this prompt, what happened is it went through a little bit of reasoning, of course, and then what it did is it shows me a presentation right down below here. And this is the presentation that it created right here in Copilot Chat. Now, I can go ahead and click on this and it will take me to that actual Word document that it came from. But if I come down here and I click on the presentation, simply by clicking on Open File, then what it will do is it will open a presentation for me. And it really did a good job, as you can tell. So it made about 13 slides from that promotional plan, including, of course, images. And you can kind of see the sequence here that it went through. And it's really nice images. So this is another way to approach it. I could approach it here by going into Copilot Chat and then asking it to make a presentation. and it gives me access to the PowerPoint agent right there. So it's very easy for us to use, and we can use it right here inside of Copilot Chat if we'd like to do that. And so that could be a very nice way to make it and simply pull it in from there. So here's the Word document and pulling it right in. And now I can go back and see if our presentation is available. And oh, it looks like it is. It's done, the one we made in PowerPoint. And okay, look, it's done right here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scroll down a little bit here, and I'm gonna ask it some more questions. And some of the questions I definitely want to ask it is I want to ask it if it can provide a brief history of chai tea. Okay, and I'm going to pick that right here. I'm going to type that in. I'm just going to copy that in. And then I'm going to let it make a brief history of chai tea for us. It'll take a little bit to process that. So it's going to take a bit, as you know. But when it processes, we'll be able to go in and see the results. So what I will do is I will actually it'll actually create another slide for us. And so we'll have to wait a little bit, and that should be very quickly as it goes through gathering and analyzing, and that's running. And I do want to mention you can make any type of presentation from Copilot Chat. Copilot Chat, as we used a little bit earlier, remember we could write the same command here and get a presentation right here. And you can see it went through and retrieved all the information that it needed to create it. And we can take a look at it as we saw. And in this presentation, this is just another way to make it here. And maybe the history of baseball is another topic. And notice when I asked it to do this, it asked me a few questions. It wanted to focus in on who the presentation was for. And again, I can click on the open file here. So without using a Word document, I can have it make a presentation. And here's one that I made on the history of baseball. And I can come in and I can enhance it. We have a lot of ways to work with it. And this one's a good one. And notice here, we're going to kind of go back here and we're going to see what it did. So it did provide us a brief history of chai tea here. And it gives us a little history through here. And then it wants to know what to do next. So we could have it kind of, do a few more things for us. Where do we want to add this slide to the original presentation? Maybe I want to suggest maybe, relevant information. What I'm going to ask it to do is I'm going to ask it to create a slide. And so it's going to create that slide. It'll take a little bit to run. And then we're going to have it create the slide, add it to the presentation. And we will see that in just a moment. It'll add that slide in for us on the brief history of chai tea. So now that we've asked it to create a new slide, it took a little bit of time, and it kind of ran through that to add a brief history of chai tea slide for us. And we can go take a look at that slide right now. So is that slide. And it kind of added a really nice brief history of chai tea. And it looks really good. Our presentation has a number of files inside of it, number of slides inside of it, and slides themselves look really good. I think they look actually pretty nice. And now we could have asked it for a particular color, a style. We could focus on the style if we'd like. We could choose our own color if we want to do that, a color scheme. We could have it do images for us. We could also have it make changes to some of those images. But what we're going to do is we're going to ask it to create another image for us. So already made an image when we did this, but we're going to have it make a couple more images, a more specific one. And I'm going to give it the instruction here. And this is part of your lab right here. And I'm going to ask it to create an image featuring a person sipping a warm cup of tea. And we're going to go ahead and run this right now. And it's going to take a little bit because it's going to do an image. So the image does take a little bit of time, but the image that it creates will be a really good one here. It'll be contextual to the slide deck. And we're going to use Copilot inside of PowerPoint to do that. So it could come up with a really nice image here that we're going to want to use in a couple spots. We're going to give it just a moment. After it does that, we'll run one final option from our lab. Exercise 5 portion. We will have it give us some tips to improve our presentation. And then we're going to ask it for some general information on how it can improve slide by slide. So it's going to take a while to run that too. So we'll have it analyze the slide. And now remember that when we work with this, we did it from a Word document. So that Word document was our source. And then you might remember while some of this was running in our last section that we did, what we opened up is we opened up Copilot here in chat. And we had a presentation made directly from Copilot chat. So we can do a couple of different ways to work with this. Just trying to show you some of the ways that are out there. Making it here inside of PowerPoint using Copilot is one of the ways that we're doing it now. And it's kind of the way of the lab. I'm just trying to give you some extra ways of doing it. It's a really good option. And then we're going to let it cook here. And it's going to figure out the image that it wants to create. And like I said, sometimes it takes a little bit to do it. And so we're going to let it do some thinking here. And so what we can do is we're going to give it a little bit of time. And what we'll note is it's reasoned through about 7 steps. It's gathered information. It analyzed our request. It examined our content. It gathered generated content. It also set up for planning for the slide itself. And it thought about doing that, but then it decided to add it in to the brief history of chai tea. And then it applied the changes, finalized it, and there you go. It created an image right here of a person sipping tea. And the reason it did that was we asked it to do that. We were on this slide when we asked it for that request. And it made it right here, kind of a nice image as you can see. And so it added a picture that fits really nicely into the entire presentation, has the right color scheme. And so this is a really good option. You can have it create an image. This is just one example of many that you can have it create here. And hopefully this was very helpful for you to see this. And it does take a little bit of time to process it, but we also what we want it to do lastly is to give us some tips on how we can improve this presentation. This is something that you should consider running. I want it to go through and take a look at the presentation and go slide by slide, and then give us a general overall of its thoughts and give me tips on this presentation. And so this will take a little time to run, but once it runs, what will happen is it's going to give us some tips that might give us even more information that we might want to incorporate. So the tips will have kind of a look through each of the slides, and it will tell us where we should make changes, what to add, how we can enhance it. So it's helpful in seeing the presentation from a couple different angles. One way is definitely doing it in Word. And we showed that a little earlier. We could use that to make a presentation. We can do this based on an idea if we'd like to. So maybe we want to create a presentation like I showed a little earlier on the history of baseball or any other topic you can think of. And you can do that from a lot of places, really, wherever you find Copilot Chat. So Copilot Chat off of M365 or here inside of PowerPoint. Wherever you have the PowerPoint agent, you can create it. And this could be very helpful for making your presentation. And so we're going to let this work out a little bit of gathering information for a moment here. And then we're going to see some of the tips and tricks. And let's see if we can tell us how to make our presentation even better. And so here you can see it's reasoning through a number of steps. And it went through gathering information, analyzing our request, reviewing our presentation slides. And now it's giving us a little rundown here of what we can do to help make this better, to make it a tighter narrative. Maybe we want to open why us. Maybe also we want it to give us a little bit more how we can make this more clean objectives. So notice it gives us a lot of tips that we can use to make changes in our presentation. And we can enlist, of course, Copilot to do these. But it's going through slide by slide. And overall, it's giving us the approach that might make it a little bit better, more clear. It's going slide by slide. And it's going to also give us actually a lot of information that we can use to maybe make this a little clearer for our audience, our target audience there. Definitely want to look through all that information. And notice it goes through each of the slides, gives us information on what we could do. Maybe split this slide's job here, maybe turn the budget into a simple visual. These are really good tips. We could take some of the tips here and we could also have it go in and maybe roll some of this out and work with the changes that it's telling us. And maybe definitely we want to go through it first and then ask Copilot for some help. Anyway, I hope this section helped you figure out a little bit more clearly how to make a presentation here in Copilot and in using it in a way to extract information from Word or to give you its theme and to have you make a presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in our next section. Get ready to put your learning into action. This knowledge check gives you a chance to test what you've learned about using Copilot in PowerPoint right in real time. You can use Copilot Chat to generate your own quiz, answer each question, and then see an explanation of the correct response. It's a quick, interactive way to reinforce key concepts and make sure you're confident with the tools before moving on. Let's dive in and see how much we've mastered. You may also get started by using a prompt like shown here. As an expert in Microsoft 365 Copilot, create 3 multiple choice questions on how Microsoft 365 Copilot in PowerPoint functions. Present all the questions together and wait for my response. After I answer, briefly explain the correct answer before moving on to the next question. Let's take a look at our knowledge check. Question 1. A team member is tasked with creating a presentation using Microsoft 365 Copilot in PowerPoint. They have a Word document that contains all the necessary information for the presentation. What should they do to efficiently create the presentation? Answer: use the on-canvas Copilot experience in PowerPoint to convert the written document into a comprehensive slide deck. Question 2. A team member is working on a presentation and wants to improve the clarity of the text. They select the text box and select the Copilot button. Which option should they choose to make general improvements in grammar, spelling, and clarity? Answer: auto rewrite. Question 3. A team member is tasked with creating a presentation from scratch. What should be their first step? Answer: start by planning the content and structure of the presentation. This module brought together everything you need to confidently create and refine presentations with Microsoft 365 Copilot in PowerPoint. You explored how to build a first draft from a prompt or a file, enhance your slides with rewritten or condensed text, add new content like images and additional sections, and use Copilot's organization and summarization capabilities to shape a clear, compelling narrative. Along the way, you saw how Copilot not only speeds up your workflow, but also helps you stay consistent, polished, and aligned with your intended message. By now, you've seen how Copilot drafts new presentations, edits and improves texts, inserts slides and visuals, and organizes your deck into a story that's easy to follow. Most importantly, you've experienced how Copilot becomes a true creative partner, accelerating the tasks that once took most of your time. So you can now focus on insights, storytelling, and delivering impact. You're now ready to apply these skills to real-world scenarios and bring your presentations to life with clarity and confidence. I want to encourage you to continue on your Copilot learning path. Make sure to watch other videos in this course or explore more on Microsoft Learn at aka.ms/learn. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you in our next module.